Hello, everyone, and welcome to ScentXP's exclusive webinar. It's actually our second webinar. We're thrilled to have you join us for this special session where we take you on a fragrance journey like no other. Today, our expert perfumer Camila Kron will unveil exclusive insights into the trends and innovations shaping the fragrance industry. Before we dive in, let me introduce myself. My name is Eric, and I'm the commercial director for ScentXP. It's a pleasure to be here with you today as we explore the evolving world of scent and how it continues to transform consumer experiences. But first, let me give you a quick introduction of our company. At ScentXP, we're transforming the way people discover, explore, and connect with fragrances. We are a scent tech company that upgrades fragrance experiences both online and offline, addressing the challenges of confusion, indecision, and lack of personalization in the industry. Our goal is to help brands and retailers increase conversions, build stronger customer connections, and create unforgettable scent journeys. By blending innovation with scent through our product ecosystem, we create environments where customers don't just shop, they stay, they explore, and they fall in love with their fragrances like never before. Let me give you a glimpse of our ecosystem through this video. So with that, let's get started. It's my pleasure to reintroduce Camille, who will guide us through today's journey into the world of fragrance. Get ready to discover the trends, inspirations, and breakthroughs that are shaping the future of scent. Camille, the floor is yours.
So welcome, everyone. I'm thrilled to have you here today as we embark on an exciting olfactory journey, exploring the evolution of fragrance trends from 2024 into 2025. Today, I will uncover the key macro trends that shaped last year, 2024, and how they are evolving into new, bold, and addictive compositions in 2025. So let's take a breath, immerse ourselves. We know that 2024 was a year of addictive indulgence. The gourmand trends continue to win us over with an overdose of sweetness. But I wanted to highlight 3 examples of macro trends that propose an alternative to the sugary toffee caramel addiction. The first one, I called it the cocoa case. In our dashboard of dashboards that gather the information we collect in the fragrance universe, thanks to the sensor we have all around the world, we see that next to vanilla, which is the most researched ingredient, appear coconut here. And the interest for this coconut has grown all over the last year. This is an example of which fragrances combine vanilla with coconuts. This is something we can consult in our dashboard of dashboard as well. So the creamy and sensual facets of coconut contribute to what experts call the milk mania. It was carried by the success of solar brands as Sol de Janeiro, with fragrances such as Cheirosa 48. We saw it as well in Lobo Paradise Garden by Jean-Paul Gaultier. And normally, most of the trend trickle down from niche to mass market. But in this case, curiously, these trends made a trickle up to niche fragrances such as L'Ébène by Louboutin or Midnight Sex by Rabanne La Collection. So this trend is super present in new launches like Angel Phantasm by Mugler or Ella Ella by Cacharel. It brought a tropical yet sophisticated twist to gourmand scents, but for me, part of its success is how the coconut accord, composed with lactone molecules that are super long-lasting, increase the lasting and the power of the fragrances, which we know are 2 key criteria for the customer. Second trends I wanted to highlight is the pistachio as a new salty addiction. In the search of what could be the new gourmandise, and not only toffee, sweet scent, etc., we see that there are some new proposals as bitter notes, salty, roasted, etc. We saw an increasing fascination for nutty and cereals accords, and pistachio really gives the perfect response to this quest. We saw it last year in fragrances like Yum Pistachio Gelato by Kayali's or Pistachio by L'Herbolario, Sunset Gelato by Victoria's Secret, or Un Jardin à Citer by Hermès, which was actually at the avant-garde of the cereal pistachio trends as it was launched in 2023. And all those creations elevated pistachio to the whole new level. The third macro trends we saw in last year was as well cherry, linked to vanilla. And cherry notes made a bold statement led by fragrances such as Lost Cherry by Tom Ford, a fragrance actually launched in 2018, but having a rebound of interest, as we noticed in our ranking of popular fragrances during the 6 last months. It reached the 6th place among popular fragrances in our database in unisex fragrances. And this trend went usually followed in 2024, both in French and intense fragrances, giving this sweet almondy note that we love. Here are some examples as La Rose by Louboutin, Juliet by Juliette Has a Gun, Cherry Bouquet by Afnan, and Very Good Girl Elixir by Carolina Herrera. But we know that trends stand still, they evolve, transform, and surprise us. So what's next in 2025? How those macro trends will evolve this year? In 2025, the craving for gourmand delights deepens, but it has to be always reinvented and reinterpreted with a fresher perspective or more juiciness, new texture, unexpected combination. So let's explore those evolutions. The first one I wanted to mention is the evolution from pistachio to new roasted and addictive cereals. And sesame is the new star, bringing its crunchy, toasty effects. And at the same time, as the crave for Asian cuisine has become global, we expect as well to see new niche cereals, and even better if they are roasted or toasted, adding a mouth-watering effect. Some new outsider cereals, such as buckwheat, malt, or barley, creating rich, nutty facets, are appearing as well. Here's some example with the very last new launch, Zadig by Zadig et Voltaire, or Kenzo by Flower Ikebana Mimosa. Or we can sew it as well with the nutty addiction of the hazelnut in Ambra Innamorata by Welton London, or Behind the Scene by Valentino. And I can say that new ones are coming soon. The second evolution we will deep dive is the cherry getting more juicy. Cherries are no longer alone. They are joined by luscious, juicy berries as blackberry and strawberry, adding a vibrant, mouth-watering twist. This spring is crazy about strawberries, and we can see it in launches this month of, for example, Strawberry Fields by Clean, and Bluebell and Wild Strawberry by Molten Brown, or Fragaria by Creed. Speaking about fruits, we notice as well that banana is the new fruity addiction. It takes an unexpected detour with greener, fresher interpretations. It is less a sweet and ripe banana effect, but greener and banana skin-like accords. Here we have two examples of new launches this month, L'Explicit by The House of Wood, or Daisy Wild Also Intense by Marc Jacobs. And that are two great examples, and they will be followed by new ones in the next month. We notice as well that rum is everywhere in perfumery. Boozy notes meet pastry inspirations, and rum is not only loved for its fruity and licorice accord, but also because it is used in pastry. So in our brain, it awakes our desire of sugar and gourmandise. Two examples here with the very new Valentina Donna Born in Roma Extra Dose and the Moonlight Cherry by Van Cleef & Arpels, embracing the decadent allure of rum. So what are the best suits for the spring? What about the micro trends now as we transition into spring in the North Hemisphere? The quest of freshness and luminosity becomes paramount. I choose for you three micro trends related to spring. The first one, blossom blooms in full force. As spring just started to flowers and flowers are blooming, leaving their scent in the streets, we discover new launches celebrating this bloom. Here, two examples with Neroli Azure by Rochas that bring a delicate Neroli elegance, or L'Impératrice Royale by Dolce & Gabbana, celebrating spring with an azalea blossom accord. The second micro trends I wanted to highlight is the one around the naturality. We smell some new trend embracing crisp and refreshing natural elements. Here with the surprising notes of cucumber and pear in Rosa Verde by Guerlain. And another example in a verdant composition that evoke botanical spirits, which is Leaf by Gilles Sanders, a cloud of greenness. Citrus forever. When we speak about freshness, spring, light of the day, we obviously think citruses. So, but what is new? Citruses like kumquat, yuzu, cedrat try to block the light to the unmissable bergamot, lemon, and mandarin, like in this very new collection by Givenchy and its trilogy, L'Enfant Terrible, Tapageur, and Désobéissant. The novelty I wanted to highlight in these micro trends comes from the contrast that we can smell in the last citrus launches. As the customers want to lasting and diffusing freshness, the citruses meet the woody notes or cashmeran, dry woody ambery molecules, patchouli that give contrast and more lasting to the citrus fragrances. I took here two examples of very new launches, Mandarin Fauve by Atelier Cologne and Colonia il Profumo by Acqua di Parma. Both played a very stretched and contrasted freshness. But as spring is not everywhere, spring is finally a matter of geographic location and a cultural approach. As the seasons are reversed in the South Hemisphere, we see that some trends are very transversal, and wood is an example. Wood is no more reserved for winter, but is transcending seasons. The novelty here is that modern wood has evolved to explore new dimensions and surprising combination with ingredients that are not traditionally associated with. Wood is breaking boundaries by pairing with or a surprising freshness, like the example here of L'Eau d'Oud by Hashmal, or unexpected fruits, like this new collection, and the example of black mango and black guava from Born to Stand Out, the South Korean brand, which is the rising star of the niche perfumery. And this marked a shift in perfumery where traditional ingredient as wood meets reinvention. So as a conclusion, as we step into 2025, one thing is clear, that fragrance continues to push boundaries, delighting our senses with new gourmand addictions, playful, fruity twists, and innovative textures. So I invite you to explore, experiment, and embrace these trends. The world of fragrance is limitless, and your perfect scent for the season is just waiting to be discovered. To help you on this journey, have a look on Wikiparfum, where you can search by ingredients, you can get some personalized recommendations, and stay tuned with our weekly newsletter, chasing the novelties and the new trends every month for you.
Thank you, Camille, for all those insights. This is off the script, but I wanted to ask you, what's your favorite perfume of 2024?
Oh, that's a that's a big question. I think I don't want to compromise any brand here, but I was really surprised with the Il était un bois from L'Artisan Parfumeur, a French brand, that was playing the vetiver next to the buckwheat. As we said, new cereals are trying to emerge, and it was very surprising and nice perfume to wear.
Thank you for sharing that. It's good to have that info.
So I know you have questions, and perhaps we can deep dive in some of your question and try to answer.
Really interesting, Camille and Eric. Thanks for your explanation. As you said, we have several questions that were done during the presentation. So meanwhile, we are answering the different questions. You will have the possibility to download the full presentation of the report that we have shared today. So we will start with the first one, okay? Eric, this one is for you. How does ScentXP identify seasonal fragrance trends? Asked Lucia Ramirez.
Okay, thank you, Lucia, for your great question. What we basically do is we combine market data, product launches, search trends, and machine learning to detect emerging patterns and detect real-time consumer behavior.
Thank you, Eric. We have another one for Camille. Carolina Blake asks, how do I know if my brand should follow a trend like Cocoa Madness or Sherry Mania?
It depends on your brand and your portfolio, but I think that's analyzing real customer behavior and seeing how those notes resonate with your targets. The ScentXP seasonal trend reports break it down to support clear, and it's nice to have a look at it.
Great. We combine different questions with different comments. For example, Manuela Pedrosa say, Il était un peu fabulous, best since many years. Many thanks, Manuela. So the next question comes from Noah Thompson. Eric, this one is for you. Does Fragrance Library or the solutions of ScentXP automatically incorporate these trends?
Thank you, Noah, for the question, and thank you for your interest in our ecosystem. So the answer is yes. So we regularly update all the new references and prioritize trending notes to ensure that the recommendations are aligned with the current consumer interests.
We lost.
Okay, Camille, one is for you. Jorge Mendes asks, are there fragrances that work year-round, not just seasonally?
Yes, as I said before, we noticed that notes like wood or amber are going better and better all year long. I think there is a huge increase on the ambery oriental fragrances and woody fragrances that are not just wrapping you for the winter, but they are very appealing all around the year.
Thank you, Camille. Eric, Ricardo asks, can I empower my sales team with this fragrance and trend knowledge?
The answer is yes, Ricardo. With ScentXP, the teams don't just sell. So what we aim to do through the platform is educate and inspire. So the integrated training modules elevate both in-store and on online engagement. So think about us as an ongoing and an e-learning encyclopedia to train your teams.
Perfect, Eric. Thank you. Now Camila asks, what impact has the full ecosystem had on brands business already using it? Eric, I think this one is for you too.
Thank you, Camila. That's a great question. At the end, what retailers and what brands want to understand is if I invest in a technology, what is going to be my return on investment, right? So with some brands, we've seen over a 20% increase in conversion rates and the double time spent on product detail pages. So there's a lot of user engagement and that traduces into more sales for our clients.
Very interesting. We have several questions more, but I think that this one is one that covers some of them. Eric, they say, how does the ecosystem of ScentXP helps me to incorporate these trends, database, and this knowledge?
So the idea is that every client that has access to our ecosystem or one of our products will have direct information on how their sensor is performing. So with that information, we produce, let's say, a dashboard for that client where they can check real time how the sensor is performing, understand the popularity of the products that they're selling, and of course, what their clients are looking for and asking for.
Perfect. Thank you. We are going to the end of the session, so we will do another last question, and if we have more, we will answer through email. Eric, just to finish, if I am interested in different solutions, can I just implement one, or I have to do the full ecosystem? It's asked about James Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, no, at the end, you can stand, you have a let's say, features or products that can be standalone. You can start, for example, with a fragrance library, then upgrade to a scentbot, and then have a, let's say, our profiler as well. So they're independent technologies. They all encapsulate into one bundle if you prefer that, but you can go one by one.
Perfect. So we have covered the Q&A session. So thanks, Eric and Camille, for your answers.
Thanks a lot. I hope you enjoy this new trend review.
Thank you, Camille. Thank you, Aleix. Thank you, everybody, for attending. We're looking forward to seeing you in our third edition. We will detail the news and dates coming soon. So thanks again.
Thank you.